We marvel too little at the fact that we exist. We get so caught up in such short-lived trivialities every day. Our mind is always caught up with the things we have to do and the worries about the future, or regrets about the past, and all this junk. It's all going to pass. All of it is going to pass. This day will pass. This moment will pass. Your life will pass. It's all going to pass. None of it has any value in the end. But what about the fact that you exist? To have all these worries in the first place. It's weird. You didn't have to exist. It's not necessary. There could be a universe and you don't need to be in it. You don't need to be a part of this. Why are you? Why do you exist? You're this locus of consciousness with a sense of self, walking around in a body on a planet, and there's like a sun out there, and there's a moon spinning around, and you're in the middle of a galaxy. Well, actually, you're at one of the end of the spiral arms. The whole thing is so ridiculously unlikely. It just doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, apparently, this whole thing, like all that we see, all the stars, all this vastness, all this matter, all this energy, apparently all of it, just exploded forth from something smaller than the head of a pin. All of it. Well, that's what our current physics says. You know what? That doesn't really make any sense to me whatsoever. If you're going to believe that, then you might as well believe in everything else. Why pull out the stop only that much? So everything just exploded into being like 16 billion years ago or something. And then we got stars, and then stars exploded, and then we got planets forming and moons out of the debris that came from the stars, and all the more complex matter that was formed, that was forged in the hearts of these stars. So you get planets forming. Everything kind of, moves into a clockwork-like precision, a comfortable stasis that lasts for for billions of years. And then it cools, and then suddenly life happens, completely unexplained, doesn't make any sense. Right? Suddenly life happens, and then evolution, and then simple organisms become more complex, and simple behaviors become more complex, and here you are. That's the story. That's the story. But here you stand. Here you are. And that is the only thing that is really true. Everything else is a story. Okay, so you may have bought into the story that I just told you. It seems to be the consensus at this point. It might be something entirely different. Could be entirely different. But for you now to go about your life and worry about your finances, the whole financial system is it's a figment anyway, and the whole thing's a big scam anyway. And you spend your entire life in that. This marvelous, mind-boggling, consciousness, this existence that you are. And you spend it getting caught up in all the junk and all the everyday junk. It's frankly, it's shameful on a certain level. Right? Given all this consciousness, all this ability to introspect, and you don't. Some people do. Some people do sometimes, and that's excellent. Because nothing is more important than that. Because at the core, you are existence. You are life. You're not your body. You're not the last thing you are, it seems, are the thoughts in your head. That's just, It's you know, you are the thoughts in your head just as much as you are the dust that falls on you. You know, that it's taken on. The language in which the thoughts are expressed is taken on, and the vast majority of the thoughts, they're not original. They're not. You didn't come up with them. You just took it on. It's all stories. Everything is a story. Everything in your head is a story. So what is it that you are? You may go, well, okay, Otto, that's all fine and good what you're saying, you know, but none of this pays the bills. And what proof do I have that I'm not just some biological machine and just this freak accident of the universe? You know? You can believe that. You can believe that you're just a machine and that you have no value whatsoever, that nothing cares about you. And that even, you know, your body's not really alive. It's just, you know, chemicals and processes and everything. Just when you die, it all falls apart, turns into different forms, it evaporates or dries up. Or you can believe that, or you can believe that everything is alive. Everything is alive and everything is one. You can believe that everything is separate, you know, like you can reduce everything down, smaller. You can break up the atom smaller, you know, and you get to the smallest part, and you actually never get to it. You keep on cutting it up further and further, and you find out you just end up in a quantum physics realm of probability. Just that is all it is. It's a probability that you come down to. There isn't a little stone, a little sphere that you get to when you cut up matter small enough. No, matter actually disappears. Completely disappears. So you can say, well, just nothing exists. I am nothing. Everything is nothing. Nothing has any value. And you could be jaded this way. And then you could just thank your lucky stars that you find yourself, that this nothingness has just magically come together to form your body, and that you may have this limited life form, and you must struggle to survive, because when that is gone, when that life ends, it's all gone. That was your big chance. That was your big chance at existence. You could see it that way, or you could say, you know what, everything is one. Everything is one. Everything comes from one common source. You say you cut up matter and you get down until there's nothing there. Well, that's because you get to the energetic source of which everything is born. There aren't different materials. It is. So, okay, let's break it down a different way. What are you? You know, we can retreat, you can be extended out into life. You can be, well, I'm the CEO of corporations. I own things. People know me. I have websites. You can feel really big and really expanded in this world, right? But you can take all those away bit by bit. You can lose your company, lose your job, lose your wife, lose your kids. You can lose all that. You know, be the equivalent of a homeless person, and you are still you. You just, it's like cutting your hair, right? You can cut your hair, then the hair is gone, but you haven't changed. You may look different, but you haven't changed. So who and what are you? And that is the most important thing. That is the most important thing, because that lasts, and many people believe, many cultures throughout history, many religions believe that this is just a temporary form that you've taken on. You are actually something beyond that. The modern scientific model kind of equates the human being, more specifically the human mind, with a computer. You have your hard drive, you have your memory, you have your memory, your processing power, you have your electricity, and when you break that computer, the computer ceases. Any processes that were going on in that brain, in that computer brain, it all stops. That's all you were, and now it's gone, and that's it. It's over. But I would, if we want to extend that computer model, well, let's say you have a browser on your computer, and you are receiving an internet signal, let's say a wireless signal. Your computer is receiving it, and you view the different web pages. Pretty well everything's online, right? So let's draw the analogy that you are like a computer, your body computer, and there's a signal that's being received, or there's a communication that happens. Your body, your computer, is a conduit to the internet. You can't access it directly. You need a conduit. You need a computer that will receive that signal and that will make sense of it, and that will manifest it in a way that makes sense to you. So you can surf a web page, you can watch a movie. Well, in the same manner, you could say that the human body, the human brain, is a conduit. Maybe it's your DNA. Who knows where the exact connection point is? Many people talk about the third eye being the pineal gland, which is literally, or can literally be seen as a third eye, because there are structures there that are similar to rods and cones. It's called pineal, by the way, because it is pine cone shaped. And you will notice that the headdress of old statues of Buddha or Krishna, or they're like some other deities and stuff, they have this really strange headdress, or their hair is done in a funny way. It looks like a pine cone. Go figure, right? So you could say that you are actually the internet signal. That is what you are. It's a life energy that interfaces with this world through your body and through a plant and through every animal and every bit of matter, everything. It is a conduit for that energy to experience itself. It's like a virtual reality game. This is kind of, turning it around, but you interface with the virtual reality game through an avatar. And, it's like a character in the game. You can watch it walk around on the screen. And from within that virtual reality, you cannot, like you as the human being that is operating the computer and looking at the screen, animating that character, from within that virtual reality game, you cannot be perceived. You, the user, cannot be perceived. You may have some scientific tools that you can use within the game itself. You can analyze the landscape and the materials and all of this, and it can all be entirely fictitious, and the thing that is actually real, which is you, cannot be sensed at all. So if like one avatar goes to another and says, you know what, I'm actually not this avatar, I am actually somebody sitting at a computer, and I'm just interfacing with this virtual reality world through this avatar, through this little picture here. And this entire world is just a construct. It's a construct. It's a computer program. It's not really real. Then all the people within that game who have forgotten that they are actually interfacing with a game, they are themselves people interfacing with the game. They have entirely taken on the identity of that avatar. They may look at you and say, you're just crazy. Show me, where is this higher self? Where is it? Show it to me. You can't, because it is beyond that system. It's beyond that virtual reality, beyond that virtual realm. And in the same manner, you could say, this world is a virtual realm as well. It's virtual. It will disappear. It has no lasting power. And you are not your body. You're only interfacing with it. And for you then to go running around, and just like in the virtual reality game, you get so caught up and stressed out about, oh my God, the dragon is going to kill me, and oh my God, I must earn money and pay my taxes and wage wars, and oh my God, your avatar is blue and mine is red and yours is inferior and I must fight you. That is true folly. It is true blindness and being asleep. So you might want to consider that. You are more than what you think you are. And what you may identify with from day to day, it's not real.